Hello and welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Gail. I'm a composer for theater, film, and other media. And on this channel, I give myself wacky sound design challenges, let you into my composing process, and just other chill, educational, entertaining kind of things. At least I like to think it's educational and entertaining. It's a chill hang either way. Anyway, if that's a thing that you're into, do the YouTube stuff. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, all that good jazz. Because I'm out here making it happen. So, for this week, what I decided to do is I decided to make some music for my channel. I do custom podcast theme songs and music for channels as like a service that I offer, but I didn't have music for my channel. Although this is a channel about making music, and so a lot of the times the music in the video is the music that I made for that challenge. And I still want to do that, but sometimes I feel like I need some filler, and so I decided to do a video about making that music on my music channel. This is really meta, but it motivates me to do the things that I want to do. So here we are. Anyway, so the first thing that I made is a theme song for my channel. So this is what it sounds like. So first of all, I started with the beat and I scrolled through the sample library in Logic. And I found the beat I liked, and then I chopped it up a bit just to kind of make it its own thing. I basically wanted to, I liked it, but I didn't want to use the whole thing. But it's also just really good to chop up a beat so that it isn't just straight up pulling it from your sample library. So I started with the beat, and then as I at the very end, I reversed the last little bit of the beat. And that lines up with, you'll see there's the creepy noisemaker. So that lines up with the noisemaker sound effect that's underneath that. What I did is I pulled two sounds from previous videos. I started with a Waterphone sample from the Waterphone video. And then I ended with a sound effect from the sound effect, the final product from the Creepy Noisemaker video. So my concept with this is to make it quirky and fun and experimental and also sort of like upbeat and like cheesy. It's very like, it's a little bit like cursed 80s children's TV show, which is honestly the vibe. So I'm pretty happy with it. So that is my intro music for the channel. So now I have my opening talking head, which is music that would play underneath moments like this where it's just me talking to the camera. And what I did is I basically used the same chords as the opening music, but it's a little bit more open, and I made sure that it loops, which means it'll circle back to the beginning as needed, so I can loop it as many times as I need to. I also made it so that it would be easy to cut in the middle. So now when I'm doing these talking heads, I can have this music underneath it, and that kind of fills in the gaps, and so there isn't as much dead silence, but also I want to make something that is not so interesting that it's distracting. So let me know if I achieved my goal. So next, what we're gonna do is, so this one's very silly. I also made what we learned today music. And it's kind of cheesy, and I might only use it if I want to like sort of pick on myself a little bit. So I would use this music if I was being like really like galaxy brain about something, and you know, or it's that sort of like I don't know, those South Parkian like, well, you know what we learned today kind of moments. Yeah, and it might not always be the vibe, but it's cheesy and I kind of like it. And it's a progression that I use a lot when I'm underscoring for improv shows, for the exact same reason, where it's like either this is what we learned today, or it's like a big like ballad where someone's gonna just like really belt. So I thought it was a fun progression for that. I also use that sound effect to make a more you know sort of situation. So like one of those like bling moments. So that sounds like this. So if I ever want to say something like, and that's what I learned today, then that sound will go off and that'll be cool. Next on my list is process music. This is something I'm gonna use for moments when I'm doing like time-lapse footage of editing, or when I am when I want to show what's going on in the DAW, but I don't necessarily want to show like use the sounds from the screen capture of the DAW. Yeah, it's good like time passing montagey stuff. And my idea was I wanted something kind of lo-fi for it, like a chill lo-fi beat kind of situation. And I wanted it to have like a little bit of like cool quirky sounds to it, but I also didn't want it to be too distracting if I was dialoguing over it. So I actually recorded some audio of me like trying to speak over that dialogue, so this is what it looks like in my session. So that's a track. It has a similar cadence to the theme music and the intro music, so that same like thing, but it's got just that little bit more texture to it. Also, this synth name that I cannot pronounce, Aurora over I don't know how to say that. If someone wants to say how it's pronounced in the comments and spell it out for me phonetically, that'd be great. Or I'll Google it at some point. But it sounds really pretty and I like it. So that's in there. So that's what I have this week. I think next on my list would be to make some sound effects as well. I want to have some transition sounds, like some whooshes, and maybe some womp womps, and also some creative sensor sounds. So I will either make those on my own time, or I will make a second video where I show you how I made those things. My takeaways from this process, I got to play around with being my own client for this project. I would say that if I were making this set of tracks for a client, this would probably be the first draft pass. This would be the thing that I would bounce to send to the client and be like, hey, am I on the right track here? But because I'm making it for my channel, I feel pretty good about it, and How I know whether I'm on the right track is by putting those tracks in my session and seeing if I like them. So, yeah, and sometimes you just gotta make stuff and see how it works. And then you kind of decide if you like it after you've lived with it for a little bit. So, perhaps that's the thing to take away from this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions on sound effects or other things that I